Well, mate, some young talent in the side, a bit of freshening it up the look.
Yeah, there is. Obviously, Kelvin Smith is going to make his debut, which is exciting. Australian under-19s, and he's been informed in Premier League and grade cricket. And alongside Travis Head, we think we've got two young, exciting batting talents into our side, and Adam Zampa highly likely to make his debut.
And Opie?
Elliot Opie and Peter George are in the mix. One of them will carry the drinks, and one of them will be the third seamer in the side alongside Sayers and Many, and the selectors will decide that this afternoon, but that's likely how we'll line up.
Tell us about Smith, what he offers, and how good it is to have a young SA boy that's come through the program making his debut.
Oh, it's outstanding. I think it's another great South Australian cricket story, and he's been away with the Australian under-19s where he scored 100 there. He came back and he scored 170, as you know, for West Torrens, and then he followed it up with another 70 odd. So we think he's worthy of a spot, a young talent, and we got to give him an opportunity.
So he opened the batting for you?
Can't disclose the batting order as yet, but he's a top order player.
He's an explosive batsman, obviously. Has he matured a fair bit in the past couple of years too with picking the right balls?
Yeah, I think so, and that's going to be the big test now, obviously stepping up at the next level. He's certainly shown it at the lower level, and that's all we can go on. Futures League and under-19s and grade level, and our Premier League competition where he's been good. So we think he's ready, and now it's important that we do nurture him and invest in him.
How important to get off on the right foot in this competition after what was a pretty ordinary one-day comp?
Yeah, no doubt. 6 games in 7 weeks. The season's going to be, bang, bang, bang straight away. So we've got a tough challenge, a really strong Queensland outfit, and we've got quite a few guys away. Obviously, a few with the Australian side, which we want to have more of those, and then frustratingly, a few significant players injured. That's hampered us. But with that comes opportunity, and they're the opportunities we're talking about for the younger players.
And Queensland obviously a pretty tough first up assignment.
Yeah, enormous respect for them in the last few years. They've been very, very good, and you look at their side on paper, they bat right down, and we know that we're going to be up for a tough challenge, but we're looking forward to it, and the players are well aware that the first 2 or 3 games we want to get away positively.
And playing here at Glenelg, is that an advantage you think for you guys?
It's definitely more of an advantage than Queensland. I don't think they've been to Glenelg too much. I reckon Uncle Buffer might give him a bit of local knowledge, although now he's impartial, isn't he? He's the Australian coach. He's back on board with South Australia now. And Buff came and had a chat to our players yesterday, which was good of him. He came down to training, and I got him to speak to a few of our younger players. So we think we have got an advantage. Obviously, Johan Boat is the captain of the side. He plays for Glenelg. And look, again, Les Burdett's been involved in this preparation, and we all know that he's, if not the best in the world, certainly one of the best, and he's produced a really good wicket.
Pretty good for Maxi and Ferg getting a call up for Australia, right?
Yeah, we're ecstatic that Klinger finally gets an opportunity there, and good reward for Callum Ferguson as well, so good opportunity for both those guys. We play WA next week in Perth, and those 2 guys will be in Bellerive.
If Klinger doesn't get Nash's call up, what does it say for the guys who make the big scores in the one-day domestic?
Well, I think his performances in both formats over a long period have been worthy. Last year he had a down Shield season, but he was outstanding in one-day cricket, and again top 3 run scorers in the Ryobi Cup, and we didn't play finals. So his numbers speak for themselves. It's been long overdue, and we just hope he takes that chance now. It's a great reward for Maxi.
How highly do you rate him?
Maxi Klinger, I think he's a class player. I mean, I was lucky enough to play with him in Victoria when he was a young kid coming through, and he was highly rated as a young kid, played alongside Michael Clark and guys like that. So, and over a long period of time, a bit like Chris Rogers, he just keeps making runs. So eventually he's recognised, and he's recognised now with this opportunity. So I certainly hope as South Australian coach that he goes even one step higher.
Do you think the one-day internationals are a bit of a shortcut to get into the test side?
To be honest, I haven't thought about that too much because I've had my head totally in the South Australian Redbacks. But I think form, no matter where it is, I think form's important. I really do. And last year is a long time ago now. So current form in the Ryobi and in the Australian one-dayers, that's all they've got to go on at the moment. So these couple of Shield games, I reckon, will be important. And clearly the selectors have shown their hand in the Australian A selection as to the people that are in contention for batting spots in particular.
He's 33. You feel it's important that selectors recognise runs as opposed to looking at someone's age?
I've said before, and I'll say it again, for me in cricket, age is irrelevant. If the mind is willing and the runs are flowing, age has no factor in cricket. You can look over the history of the game, people that have come in late in their career. So Maxi Klinger is a fit athlete, so his age is irrelevant. What is relevant is run scoring and his ability to make big runs.
Les, back doing what you do best?
Oh, look, it's just great to get back to the old craft and have the opportunity to prepare a Shield cricket pitch again. So And it's been a great couple of weeks, and it's come a long way. But day before a Shield game, and feeling very confident about how it's going to perform.
How will it perform?
I look at it now, and I look at it, and it's very reminiscent of looking at Adelaide Oval early season, October, November, after a football season been played on it. It's come a long way in the last 5 weeks, and I can honestly say it's very sound. And to me, Shield cricket, it's all about fast bowlers having a crack, batters obviously, and turning towards the end. And I think this has got that ingredients.
How green is it? It's going to be on day one.
Oh, look, if you're anyway, as a curator, responsibility to the players, I think it's very important to make sure that it's not too juicy on day one. And I think then it's up to the players to play the game. Last thing you want is, in most case scenarios, to win the toss and put the opposition in. I think you win the toss, you bat first, and the side that's batting second's also got an opportunity to get a lot of runs. So, which opens a game up. And even if there was to be a declaration after the first innings, it still sets up a game that's going to go over 4 days.
My eyes certainly just to make runs and let, I suppose, the selectors make those decisions. Whether it's at the start of an Ashes series or sometime during or any time during the summer, it's certainly an ambition and goal of mine to play for Australia, either in any format of the game. So I'll be doing my best to put my name forward, and I suppose the rest of it's a little bit out of my control.
You feel you're closer now, obviously. It's a long journey for you, the track you've taken, closer now than ever before to maybe representing the country.
I think there's been some times over the last six or so years where I may have been close, or I've been told I've been close and just didn't quite fall my way. So, but this time around, as I said, it's another opportunity. They wouldn't be picking you for Australia if you weren't in the mix. So there's some good players in the Australian Test team. The team's fairly settled, minus maybe a spot or so. So I'll be doing my best to do as well as I can, as I'm sure with the rest of the boys. So looking forward to it.
Is there anything that you think you need to do differently this season compared to last in trying to convert that one-day form into first-class runs?
I suppose last year for me was a bit of a blip in 4-day cricket compared to probably the previous 4. I played through a pretty bad shoulder injury for the first half of the season. I dislocated my shoulder in the year, which didn't help. So, but I'm feeling fit and healthy now, and there's no reason why. As I said, every format you play, you try and do your best and get runs in, and that's what I'll be doing.
Why do you think you're playing so well this season? What's been different?
In terms of the one-day stuff, I've been able to reproduce that probably consistently over the 6 years I've been here now. So I think having a season in England, playing for Gloucestershire, definitely helped me come back in some good nick, rather than, I suppose, training the indoors as you do when you're here in the winter. So that's certainly helped a little bit, but I feel I've been in good nick for quite a few years now, and scoring runs in all formats. So I just got to hope we start the season well now, and as I said, making runs but also helping the Redbacks win games. I think that's going to count for a bit as well.